Well, good Wednesday evening to everybody. Hope you are doing well. Whatever you have planned during your day or planned for the rest of the week. We're back on schedule. Well, we're not on schedule, but we're back to playing. We're 3 games behind schedule. When I started this, I was trying to play the replay in the exact day of the week that it actually occurred. But when my power went out Sunday afternoon and didn't come back on until Tuesday night, got a little troublesome. So we're not going to worry about that. I'm just going to pick it up from where I left off and play. This is actually game one of a double header, but we're going to split it up. Tonight will be game one, tomorrow will be game two, and then we'll travel to Kansas City after that. The Washington Nationals, Colorado Rockies. Colorado now 7-12 after 19 games. This is game number 20. Coors Field, very popular for singles, 1-19, home runs 1-9. Two lefties on the mound. I think he's a lefty. No, he's actually a righty. Jake Irvin, a righty for Washington, and lefty Kyle Freeland for the Rockies. And we'll see how Mr. Freeland can do. A couple of non-carded players. There's a fellow by the name of Lipscomb for the Washington Nationals. He is not carded. I did look it up, and he had like 10 at-bats and hit almost 500. So I took the pitcher card that had the highest average. Whoops, wrong team. I took the pitcher card that had the highest average, which was 300, and that's the card I'm using for him. Zach Veen, again, not carded for the Rockies, and I'm using the same card I used for him that I used for Chris Bryant when he was on the roster. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll get past a lot of these non-carded people once we get further into the season. I don't know. That's hard to tell. Hello, Kelvin. Hello, Joel. And hello, Ben. Good to see all of you. So James Wood, the left fielder, is going to lead things off for the Washington Nationals against Kyle Freeland. Freeland is a -4 hold, and Fulford is a 0 arm, so they might be able to keep the Washington National base runners in check. We shall see. 4-2, lefty, and that is a leadoff walk, not what Freeland wanted. Walks can get you into trouble, and it's gotten the Rockies in trouble quite a bit. Wood, see if he can get the lead. He needs a 4, 5, or 6. He gets a 6, so he's got to go. 16, being held is a 14, and a -4 is a 10. So 1 to 10, 50% chance. And he's in there, stolen base. And it's a possible throwing error on Fulford. Fulford's T rating, look at his T rating. Braxton Fulford's T rating is a 19. So pretty much it's going to be a throwaway right here, unless we get a 20. And he does throw it away for an error, E2. So a lot of channels would see that 1 to 10 safe range and wave off the steal attempt, but not here. We are aggressive and we steal. And by stealing, it rushed the throw, caused the errant throw. And just like that, runner at third, nobody out. I am managing both teams, so I have to be fair both sides. All right, Ahmed Rosario, second baseman, is up. The infield is back. It's early on. 1 run, they figure it's not going to be a decide the game or whatever. So they're trying to avoid a crooked number to go up top. They'll don't mind the 1. They just want 2. They don't want 2 or 3 or 4 to go up there. So Rosario is up. And that is a 1-6 for Rosario, and it's a ground ball to second, and that will get the run home. Just like that, it's 1-0 in favor of the Nationals. Could have played in and prevented the run, but then again, if you get a pound sign on the X chart or whatever, then that costs you dearly. So they figured they'd minimize the damage. And here is Josh Bell, designated hitter, switch hitter. That is a 5-9 again for the righty. That's a home run, 1-13, double 14-20. And that is gone. So it didn't matter if we were playing in on the previous at bat or not. That's a 2-run homer for Josh Bell. Well, now it's a solo shot because the runner had already scored. But it's 2-0. So even if it played the infield in, it'd still be 2-0. So Bell just made that a moot point. And here is Nathaniel Lowe, the first baseman. Lefty-lefty matchup, 6-3. Fly ball left field X. We are looking at Martini. He's a 4. 4 and a 20. He'll get to that. His E rating is only a 2. So you would think he would make the catch and not blunder it. The only errors are 3, 18, and 16. Just has to avoid 3, 18, and 16, which he does to make the play. 2 down. And that'll send up Dylan Cruz, right fielder. Whoops, hit the wrong thing here and closed my dice tray. That was pretty weird. All right, here we go. Cruz, 5-4. 5-4 is a catcher X. We're looking at Fulford. He's a 4. 4 and a 10. Probably some sort of pop out, I imagine. Let's check it out here. 4 and a 10 is a pop out. Nobody's on base, so it can't be a pass ball. His E11, though, has got to be careful it doesn't drop the pop out. E11, not too bad, though. 3, 11, and 18. Got to avoid those numbers. And he does that. So they pop it out to Fulford, and that will do it. But the Nationals put 2 runs on the board, capped off by the home run from Josh Bell. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Nationals 2, Rockies coming to bat. And right-hander Jake Irvin is on the mound for the Nationals. Jake Irvin was 9 and 13 with a 5.70 ERA. So you figure runs are going to be scored in this game if this holds true to form. Although, granted, the Rockies are playing a little bit shorthanded. They don't have Tovar, their shortstop. He's injured. They don't have the center fielder, Doyle. He's injured. So they got a couple of guys that are injured and not able to go. So that may be – and they're also Freeman, their second baseman, or utility guys. They got 3 guys on the injured list right now. So they're kind of playing with a scattered lineup. See how it goes. Here's Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. He will lead things off. It's a 6-10, and that's going to be a catcher X for Mr. Adams, Riley Adams. He's a 4. 4 and a 12. Should be another pop-up. That's exactly what it is. Foul out, actually. Adams is an E3, so the only errors are 3, 16, and 18. And he will take that foul out. 1 away. Moniak is out of there. Brings up Kyle Farmer, shortstop. He's filling in for the injured Tovar. 2-6, and that's going to be a fly to right. 2 away. For Ryan McMahon, third baseman. Oh, that white dot didn't go through. Let's redo that again. We'll get a 3-8. 3-8. It's going to be a base on balls. McMahon will draw the 2-out walk. -2 hold for Irvin with a 0 for the catcher, so -2 net. McMahon no threat to run, though. So 2 outs, and Hunter Goodman, designated hitter, stepping to the plate. That's a 5-5, and that's a strikeout for Irvin to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Nationals. Brown, I'm using Action PC baseball game, the Action PC baseball game, but I don't put the results into the Action PC until usually the next day. I don't try to do it like I do the 87, where I do it cumulatively. I take the score sheet and in my leisure just put it into the I do the direct entry in Action PC and keep the stats that way. All right, so here is Riley Adams, the catcher for the Nationals. That's a 5-7, and that's a strikeout for Kyle Freeland, his first. 1 away, and that's going to bring up Jacob Young. He is in center field for this one. That's a 3-6 for Young against the lefty. That's a 1-13 double. 14-20, he's going to single. And that's a double for Jacob Young. So Young with the double. Just a little closer here, maybe. Young with a double. 1-out double. And now here is Lipscomb, third baseman. And I got to look it up. Meant to write down if he was right-handed or left-handed, and I forgot to look at it. So let me pull that information up really quick. In case it goes off the pitcher card, we have to know which way he's batting. I don't even know his first name. So let's see who this particular individual is. I want to say Trey Lipscomb. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, it is Trey Lipscomb. Okay, there we go. He is a right-handed hitter. Trey Lipscomb is who it is. Trey Lipscomb. Lipscomb hit 500. He hit 500. No power, but he was 2 for 4. So kind of hard to replicate that. So I did the best I could using the guy with the 300 average, the card with the 300 average. That was the highest we had. But we did establish the fact that he's right-handed. So at least that, if we get a 4, 5, or 6, we know where to go on Freeland's card. And we do. 4, 7, right-handed, struck him out. So Freeland, strikeout number 2. And that'll send it to the number 9 hitter, Nasim Nunez, in the clutch. In the clutch, you can see he's anti-clutch here, here, and here. And here. He loses 4 hits in the clutch. Definitely anti-clutch, Mr. Nunez. That is a 3-7 against the lefty, and he's going to ground it to second. And that'll end the inning. So we go to bottom of the second, still 2-0 Nationals. Rockies going to send out Martini, Tolia, and Veen. Nick Martini, left fielder. 1-8 for Martini, and he pops it up right to the second baseman, Rosario, 1 away. And here's switch hitting Michael Tolia, first baseman. That's a 5-4. Switch hitter batting left-handed, 5-4. Ground ball third base. So that's Lipscomb. I looked it up. He did not make any errors. He had so-so range, so I gave him a 2. So he's got a 2 range. And 2-19 is good, and he can't make an error, so he will make the play. 2 away. And that'll bring up Zach Veen. Being a lefty, 5-5, and that's going to be a ballpark blast for Veen, but he has weak power. So 1-9, if he gets that, it would just be a single. Anything else, 10 or higher, he flies out. And 16, so he flies out no matter what his power was. And that'll do it. Nothing for these Rockies. We go to the third, still 2-0. One more game with the Nationals here in Colorado. Then they make a road trip, or the next road trip will start in Kansas City. Royal Stadium, Kauffman Stadium, whatever they call it. Here's James Wood. I don't know how you can't see Brown. I mean, I'm assuming everybody else can see Brown. I mean, I certainly can see him. I don't know why you can't see him, but all right, here's Wood. That is a 5-7. Lefty. That's a fly to left. 1 away. For Ahmed Rosario. That's a 4-7. Struck him out. That's the second strikeout for Mr. Freeland. And here's Josh Bell. He had the home run his first time up. 6-9. Switch hitter batting right is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Freeland. We go to the bottom of the third, still 2-0 Nationals. Jake Irvin back out. He'll be facing Amador, Fulford, and then Moniak. Scheduled hitters. Hello, Mr. Utah Mike. One 7, and switch hitter batting facing a righty. 1-7 lines out to second. Rosario's got it, one away for Braxton Fulford. 1-6, fly to center, 2 down. So Jake Irvin rolling along here, and back to the top of the order from Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. It's a 5-10. That's a ballpark single check. That's pretty much automatic, 1-19. And it is, and there goes the no-hitter, as they say. Moniak with the single. He's going to look to get a good lead. He needs a 2 through 5. Doesn't get it. He'll hold for Kyle Farmer. Farmer 1-6. Struck him out. That is strikeout number 2. And that'll do it for the Rockies here in the 3rd. So we go to the 4th inning, still 2-0. Hello, Mr. Jester. Good to see you. Nathaniel Lowe is the batter. Lefty on lefty. 1-7, and that is a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Freeland. 1 away for Dylan Cruz, right fielder. That is a 1-5 for Cruz against the lefty. Struck him out. Back-to-back Ks. 2 down for Riley Adams, the catcher. You get a 5-9, and that's trouble. 1-13 is a home run. 14-20 is a double. And he does have normal power. So 1-13, it's gone. And that is out of here. Solo shot for the catcher, Riley Adams. Makes it 3-0 Washington. For Adams, he had 8 home runs and 263 at-bats. Gets one right there off of Freeland. He has 5. Did I miscount? I sure did, didn't I? He's got 5. Thank you for that. Doesn't help when he's down 3-0, though. Here's Jacob Young. 1-3, and that's a ground ball to second to end the inning. So second solo homer of the game for the Nationals. And they take a 3-0 lead. And hand it over to Jake Irvin. He'll be facing McMahon, Goodman, and Martini. McMahon, Goodman, and Martini. 1-9 for McMahon. Struck him out. Strikeout number 3 for Irvin. Hunter Goodman, designated hitter. 1-7, and he's going to ground it to short. 2 away. And that's going to send us to Nick Martini. 1-4, and that's a ballpark single check, so pretty much automatic, 1-19. And that's a second base hit for the Rockies in this game. Both of their hits coming on ballpark singles. And that brings up Michael Tolia, first baseman, switch hitter. 5-7, I believe it is. Yep, 5-7. Switch hitter, batting left is a walk. And that's the second walk given up by Irvin. First time the Rockies have had 2 base runners on at the same time. And now Zach Veen in a clutch situation, but since he's a nameless player, he does not have a clutch rating. That is a 3-7, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. 4th strikeout for Irvin, and that'll do it for the Rockies. We go to the 5th. Still 3-0 Nationals. Due up for the Nationals, it'll be Lipscomb, Nunez, and Wood. That's a 5-10, and that's going to be a walk. That's the second walk. He walked the leadoff batter to start the game, and that's his second walk so far. And that brings up Nasim Nunez, switch hitter, batting right-handed. That's a 2, chance of a balk or pass ball. We're looking at a chance of a balk, but he has a 0 balk rating. As a 2-8. 2-8 for Nunez against the left-hander. It's a ground ball shortstop B. Fielder's choice, 6-4. Nunez, the new runner, and he's going to look to maybe get the lead here. He needs a 2 through 6 or a 9 to get the good lead. 2 through 6 or a 9. 8 will not cut it, so he does not get the lead. Stays there, and here comes James Wood. He's walked and flied to left. As a 5-5 lefty-lefty matchup, struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Kyle Freeland. 2 down for Ahmed Rosario. .611, and that's a fly ball right field X. We're looking at Zach Veen. He's a 3 E0. 3 and a 6. That's going to probably drop, if I had to guess. 3 and a 6 is going to be a single 2 stars. That's going to put runners on the corners with 2 outs in a clutch situation for Josh Bell. He homered in the first inning. Bell in the clutch is completely neutral. 111, and that's a ballpark blast. That might not be very neutral. It could be a second home run of the game. 1-9, and we have a 3-run home run that blows this game wide open. And we do. Josh Bell hits his second home run of the game. Another ballpark blast. It is now 6-0 Nationals. Josh Bell hit 22 home runs in the 25 season. He's got 2 of them in this game. 6-0, and this is going to probably be the beginning of the end for Freeland. 4-11, lefty-lefty, and that's a split. 1-6 is a single. 7-20 he lines out, and that's a single, so the inning continues. For Dylan Cruz, we get a 5-7, and that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. Strikeout number 7, and that's going to do it for Freeland. He's going to go 5 innings and give up 6 runs, all earned for Mr. Freeland. He did manage to strike out 7, and I believe he walked 2, and he gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. And the Rockies will need to go to their bullpen for the 6th inning. Right now, Jake Urban, this is his fatigue inning, but he's got a 6-0 lead to work with. He'll be facing Amador, Fulford, and Moniak. 6-7, switch hitter batting left-handed. 6-7 is a 1-3 triple. 4-20 is a single for Amador. And that's a leadoff single for Amador, his 3rd hit of the game for the Nationals. For the Rockies, rather. Amador, no threat to run. Here's Braxton Fulford. 3-4 for Fulford, and that's a ballpark single check. So I'm sorry, 3-4 is over here. 3-4 is a ground ball second against the right-handers, a ground ball second base C. So looking the wrong way. 4-3, runner advancing to second base. Urban is a righty, by the way. So that's 1 away. Back to the top of the order from Moniak the Maniac. That's a 2. And we're looking at a balk chance. Urban's balk rating's a 2. And there's no balk. So here's Moniak. 4-11. And that's a ballpark blast for Mickey Moniak. Again, it's a 1-9. And that's a 20. The Nationals just aren't, the Rockies just aren't getting the rolls like the Nationals are. So it's just a deep fly to right. 2 away for Kyle Farmer. 6-3, and that's a fly ball left field X. Left fielder is Wood. He's a 3. 3-20, he'll get to it. E4. The only errors made by an E4 left fielder are 3, 4, 15, and 18. And he will make the play to end the inning. So not much happening there. Urban will keep a lot of endurance into the 6th inning. Rockies, however, will need a new pitcher. And so we'll check who they want to bring in. Coming up for the Nationals is Adams, Young, and Lipscomb, 3 righties. So they will go to one of their newest guys they brought up, Zach Agnos. This will be his first appearance of the season. Zach Agnos. 1-3, 6.61 ERA. Somehow he managed 4 saves. I don't know how he managed that, but with that kind of ERA. But it is going to be Agnos facing Adams, Young, and Lipscomb. So we'll see what Mr. Agnos can do. That's going to be a 6-6, and let's pop out to short. One away for Mr. Jacob Young. 3-8 for Young. That's a ground ball to short. 2 down. And we come up to Mr. Lipscomb. Right-hander, righty on righty. And that's a 5-8. And that's a ground ball to short. So shortstop, Farmer handled everything. 3 up, 3 down. Agnos did his job. He is a 1-inning guy, pretty much strictly 1-inning guy. So he's going to go as 1 inning and give up nothing. And they'll bring in a new pitcher in the top of the 7th. Right now, Jake Irvin. And they've got about 6 or 7 bullpen arms, so no shortage of bullpen arms to go to. Most of them stink, but they're there. All right, here's Ryan McMahon. McMahon, 5-9, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Mr. Irvin. And the Rockies offense with those injuries they have, they're just depleted, and they can't seem to do anything. Here's Hunter Goodman. 4-7, ground ball to short. Easy play there for Nunez. 2 down for Nick Martini. 5-9, and that is another strikeout. Strikeout number 6. So Urban will pitch into the 7th with no issues. And now the Rockies need another pitcher. It's Nunez, Wood, and Rosario. Switch left and right, so you can kind of go any way you want to go on this. They will go with Tyler Kinley. So Kinley out of the bullpen. And he'll be facing Nunez, switch hitter. Nasim Nunez. 6-0 Nationals after 6. We get a 1-4 against the righty. That's a strikeout. Kinley gets the K. 1 down for James Wood, back to the top of the order. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Did steal a base as well. That's a 6-8. 6-8. 1-7 is a double. Anything else, he flies to center. And that's a 7. See, the Nationals are getting those low D20 rolls on these splits, and the Rockies are getting the high numbers. So getting some bad breaks on some of these D20s. And it will be a double for James Wood. Brings up Rosario. 6-5. Fly ball to right. 2 down. 2 away, and that's going to take us to Josh Bell, who has 2 home runs on the game. First base is open if they wanted to intentionally walk him, but there's a 2. Looking at a pass ball chance on Fulford, and his pass ball rating is a 0, so he cannot have a pass ball. Here's Bell, 4-5. Fly ball to center, and that will end the inning. So Kinley goes his 1 inning. Does a good job. Gives up just the 1 hit. Gets a strikeout. And we'll go to the bottom of the seventh. We're at the seventh inning stretch. And it's going to be Jake Urban back out. Probably his last inning of work. But right now he's spinning a 3-hit shutout with a 6-0 lead. Here's Tolia. 5-8. And that's an in-home run chance, 1-5. 6-20 is a double. And the way it's been going for the Rockies, he'll roll to 6-20. And that's exactly what happened. So it's a double for Tolia. If that was Washington batting, it would have probably been a 5 or something. And that brings up Zach Veen. As a 5-9, he's a lefty. 5-9 struck him out. That is strikeout number 7 for Jake Urban. Brings up Amador. And that's going to be a 6-10. Switch hitter batting left. Catcher X. We're looking at Adams. He's a 4. 4 and a 7. And he is an E3. So the only error chances on an E3. 3, 16, and 18. So there is none of that. So the 7 and the 3 is a P/P, which means a possible pass ball. But we are going to use the rule on the PP where we look at the pitcher's wild pitch rating to determine if a pass ball has occurred. His wild pitch rating is a 3. So there's no pass ball. Instead, it will be a pop out. Out number 2, and here comes Braxton Fulford. Clutch situation for Fulford. He does gain a hit, 2-7. That's it. That is a 5-12. Ground ball first base X. We're looking at the first baseman Lowe. He's a 4. 4 and a 5. This could get through for a base hit, and the Rockies could finally get on the board. 4 and a 5 is a SI1, though. It's only a one base. So unless there's an error, the run won't score. First baseman error Lowe is a 10. 11, 15, and 18. Got to avoid those 3 numbers. And he barely did, but he doesn't make the error. It is a base hit. Puts runners on the corners with 2 outs for Mickey Moniak the Maniac. And if you're the Rockies, he's probably the guy you want up there. In a clutch situation, he does gain a hit on 2-3. Got some pop in that column 3. 4-6, though, is a ground ball to first. And this time, Lowe will make the play to end the inning. And that's going to do it for Urban. He's going to go 7 solid, not giving up any runs. He gives up a total of 4 hits. Or is it 5 hits? 1, 2, 3, 5 hits. He walked 2, and he struck out 7. And well on his way to getting the win in this ball game. Still 6-0. Rockies will need a new pitcher, and they will go to their bullpen. And coming up for the Nationals, it is Lowe, Cruz, and Adams. So we have lefty, righty, righty. So we're probably going to stick with the right-hander. And they will go to Angel Cheville. So Cheville is on. He has a fatigue of 2, so he possibly could finish out the game if he's effective. Cheville facing Nathaniel Lowe for the Nationals. That's a 1-12. It's a fly to left. Hauled in out there by Martini. 1 away. For Dylan Cruz, the right fielder. 2-5 for Cruz. Struck him out. He's got the hat trick. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for Cruz. 2 down for Riley Adams. 5-9, and that's an in-home run straight up on Cheville's card. He's got normal power. It is gone. Not much to look at here. 5-9 against the right-hander. That in-home run is staring you right in the face. No D20 needed. Home run for Riley Adams. That is his second home run of the game. So we've had Bell with 2 home runs, and now Riley Adams with 2 home runs. Adams 8 home runs and 268 at bat, or 263 at bats. He's got 2 of them right here tonight. Both of them solo jobs. But it's now 7-0. And here's Jacob Young. 1-5, and he grounds it to second to end the inning. So I think Chavez is going to go ahead and pitch the 9th too and save the rest of the bullpen. Now we go to the Nationals bullpen. What are you bringing in with a 7-run lead? It probably doesn't matter. They will go to. Who do they go to here? Looks like Eduardo Salazar will come on and pitch. Salazar on the 25 season, 0-1 with an 8.38 ERA. But hey, it's a 7-0 game, so he's got lots of room to work with here. Here's Farmer. 2-8 for Farmer, fly to center. And the way the Rockies are not hitting, if you're Salazar, just get it off the batter card and you're probably going to be safe. Here's Martini. 5-7. He's a lefty. That's going to be a double. So he got it off his own card, and it's bad news. So he needs to get these things off the batter card. Here's Ryan McMahon. 6-7, and that's a walk. First and second, 1 out for Hunter Goodman. 2-4 for Goodman, and that's a straight-up home run, a 3-run bomb from Hunter Goodman on the 2-4. No D20 is needed. 2-4, it is gone. A 3-run home run for Hunter Goodman. Well, why am I off on this here? Something's not right here. Farmer. Wait a minute. Something didn't go right here. Let me go back. My score sheet doesn't match here. Score sheet doesn't match. Let me go back and figure out what the heck is going on here. I will get it straight because we do aim to be accurate. So I'm going to backtrack on this a little bit, figure out what in the world I just did. So let's see here. All right, let's go over here. Oh, I had the cards mixed up. I had Martini out of place. That's what happened. 5-7. That should have been McMahon's. McMahon did double on Martini. I had Martini, but it didn't matter. It was left. But that means the next batter should have been Goodman, not McMahon. So we're going to take the walk away right now. We're going to take the walk out of there, and certainly the home run comes off the board as well because they were out of order. They batted out a turn somehow. Somehow Martini got mixed in there, and he shouldn't have been ahead of Goodman like he was. So Farmer flew to center, McMahon doubles, and now we got Goodman followed by Martini with 1 out and a runner at second. So that's where it should be accurately. So that's where we'll pick it up. Hello there, Rabbit Wolverine. Good to see you. Action, good to see you as well. So we got it straight now. What happened was I had Martini ahead of Goodman by mistake in the batting order, and so the walk that preceded the home run, the double by McMahon was good because I actually had Martini hitting, but both of them are left-handed, and it came off the pitcher card, so there was no effect. But now with 1 out, runner at second, we got Hunter Goodman, the batter. And that is a 6-5 on Salazar, and that is a strikeout on Salazar. 6-5 is a strikeout. So Hunter Goodman will strike out. 2 down, and now Martini steps to the plate. legitimately. Clutch situation for Martini. Loses a hit on 1-2, 2-5, and 2-6. That is a 1-7, and he flies to center, and that's going to end the inning. So Salazar will pitch a scoreless 8th inning, giving up the 1 hit. That's it. And the Nationals are bringing somebody to mop up the 9th as well, just to clean everything up. So Shaviyi back out for his 2nd inning of work, and he will be facing Lipscomb, the 3rd baseman. He's a right-handed hitter. That's a 6-6, and that's going to be a strikeout for Shaviyi. 1 away for Mr. Shaviyi. And that's going to send us to Nasim Nunez, switch hitter. 4-5. That's a fly to center, 2 down. And here's James Wood, 1 for 3. Double, a walk, stolen base, and a run scored. And we get a 1-5 for Wood, and that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. So Shaviyi does well. He pitches 2 innings, only gives up the 1 run. Strikes out 3. Doesn't walk anybody. The only hit he gave up was the home run. So we go to the bottom of the 9th, 7-0 the score. Nationals will bring in a new pitcher to finish things off. And let's see who they might want to go to. They're going to a lefty, Jose Ferrer. I guess it's pronounced Ferrer, not sure. 4-4, 4.48 ERA and 11 saves for Ferrer. He'll be facing Tolia, a pinch hitter for Veen, and then Amador. So for the Rockies, Jordan Beck has already picked up a bat and will hit for Veen. So it's going to be Tolia, Beck, and Amador. So Beck will do the pinch hitting here in the 9th inning. So Tolia will lead it off. He'll turn around and bat right-handed now against the lefty Ferrer. 1-8, and that's going to be a strikeout for Tolia. 1 away, and here comes the pinch hitter Jordan Beck. 5-3. Fly ball left field X. We're looking at Wood. He's a 3, E4. 3 and a 4. That's going to drop for a base hit, maybe extra bases. But I think it's just going to be a single. 3 and a 4 is a single. So let's see. E4, his only errors are 3, 4, 15, and 18. No error there, just a single. But the Rockies not getting any extra base hits. They have 1 double and 6 singles, it looks like. Here's Amador. That's a 1-10, and that's a walk. That'll bring up full for the catcher. It's 1 for 3. 4-8, right-handed. Single 2 stars, and the Rockies finally score a run. Took them to the 9th inning to do it, but they finally score a run, making it 7-1. And now here's Mickey Moniak, lefty-on-lefty matchup. Runners on the corners and 1 out. Infield, of course, playing back for a double play. That's a 1-7 from Moniak. Fly ball center field B, question mark. Amador has a chance to move up, but you're down by 6 runs. I don't think you make the last out at the plate. His run really doesn't matter all that much, so it just could be a fly to center. 2 down for Kyle Farmer. Six, and that's going to be trouble for Ferrer. 1 to 10 is a double. 11 to 20 is going to be a single. 2 stars both ways. And it is a double. It'll score Amador. Going to third is Fulford. And Ferrer is in trouble. Now Kyle Finnegan loosening the Nationals bullpen, their closer. They weren't planning on using him, but he's getting ready in a hurry. If Ferrer doesn't get McMahon, they're going to bring in Finnegan to face Goodman. So lefty on lefty matchup here with McMahon. Second and third, 2 outs, clutch situation. Loses a hit on 1-4 and 3-6. And that is a 4-10. Catcher X. We're looking at Adams. He's a 4. 4 and a 4. That could be some sort of a pass ball, perhaps. Maybe a wild pitch. Who knows? 4 and a 4 is going to be a wild pitch. Checking for an error. I don't think there'll be an error on E3. The only error is 16 and 18. And there's no error there. So it'll be a wild pitch, and that will score another run, making it 7-3, and moving Farmer to third base. So Ferrer having a rough outing. Finnegan just about ready in the bullpen if needed. We get a 1-8, and that's a strikeout of McMahon to end the inning and the ball game. Rockies show a little bit of life, picking up 3 runs on Ferrer by getting 3 hits. 3 runs, they were earned. One walk and 2 strikeouts. So there you have it, 7-3. The Nationals get the victory. The win goes to Irvin. The loss goes to Freeland. 7 runs, 8 hits for the Nationals. 3 runs and 9 hits for the Rockies. I don't believe there was an error made on. Oh, there was one error on the throw by Fulford. So he made a throwing error in the first inning. That was it. So there you have it. But all these 4 home runs, 4 solo home runs for the Nationals counted for most of their runs, which is why they only had the 8 hits there. Rally did come up short, no doubt about it. So that's going to do it. Rockies lose their second game in a row to the Nationals. Fall to 7-13 after 20 games. Tomorrow night we'll have the final game of the series between the Rockies and the Nationals. And then after that, Colorado will hit the charter and make their way to Kansas City. And we'll look at their schedule coming up. After this game, we've got 3 games in Kansas City. Then they come home for 6, 3 against Cincinnati and 3 against Atlanta. But they do have the interleague game against Kansas City coming up after the next game here in Colorado. So that's going to do it from here. Washington wins at 7-3. Rockies drop to 7-12 on the replay, which is still obviously better than what they did real world at this point. At this point, real world, they were 3-17. So 4 games better than what they were in real world. And they'll try to salvage the final game of the series tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock as usual, back on our schedule. Now that the internet has been restored to the way it should be, we'll have the Chicago White Sox and the Cleveland Indians from Cleveland. That'll be the game at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning in the 1987 American League replay. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road. Good night, everybody.